famous casino ballroom. Originally, the dance floor extended all the way up here, these glass doors all the way around us, which meant we had 15,000 square feet of dance floor area. In 1948, when they put in these kitchens, these risers, tables, and chairs, we're now limited to 10,000 square feet, but don't feel sorry for us. We still have the world's largest circular ballroom. In fact, all the wood you see here now is all the wood you would have danced on May 29th, 1929. None of it's been changed or replaced, not even in 1989 when we found out that we had too much asbestos in our high school gymnasium. All of our home basketball games were played right here on this beautiful ballroom floor. Now, from an Islanders point of view, I was very happy about this. You see, we have to play those small, private, snooty schools from the mainland. They send their teams over here by boat. You could hear them complaining as they got off. Oh yeah, I bet they're going to have a neat look at Jim and Avalon. Well, we got on the top of the ramp and said, well, what do you think about our basketball gymnasium? We couldn't wait to show them our swimming pool. We're small, but we're mighty. Let me describe the wood you see here now. The majority of the lightest wood is maple. The little darker wood going around the circle underneath the chandelier is white oak. And then finally emanating out of there, the darkest wood is Brazilian rosewood. Now, invariably, some of you are not impressed by this. You probably dance on wooden floors on the mainland. So let me make two possible observations. One, most likely the wood you dance on is solid hardwood, and number two, it probably doesn't do much more than cover up cement or earth. Let me tell you what's underneath our floor. We have 3 layers. Each one of these layers is 3 inches thick. The first layer is cork. The second layer is acoustical material similar to paper mache. The third layer is fine white pine. If that isn't enough, there's 5 feet of airspace between the layer of pine and the dome of the theater down below. The floor actually gives while you're dancing. Of course, the more dancers you get up here, the more give there is. We put that a little bit in perspective. You're not normally going to see dancers jumping up and down like jackrabbits or kangaroos, unless, of course, they're doing the bunny hop or the conga line. What you are going to find out, though, is after 5 hours of constant dancing, you're not going to be getting those shin splints you're getting from the solid hardwood floor on the mainland. The other reason for that 5 feet of airspace is for acoustical purposes. Often we have 2 major events going on in this building at the same time. One group could conflict with the other one. Now, people often ask me, what do you do with this beautiful theater when you don't, ballroom I should say, when you don't do your 6 to 8 public dances a year? We use this for weddings, receptions, concerts, conventions, parties, you name it. Now imagine if we were having a wedding ceremony going on up here, and then downstairs, in their infinite wisdom, they decided to play Chainsaw Massacre, number 16, down in the theater. You don't want all that yelling and screaming coming up from the bowels of the theater into the ballroom during the wedding ceremony. We also have major events in here. In fact, the first 3 weekends in October, we have jazz tracks. We get international contemporary jazz groups from around the world playing to thousands of very loud and enthusiastic fans. Now imagine if we were having jazz tracks going up here. Downstairs, they decided to have a silent movie using that beautiful Page pipe organ. There would obviously be a conflict with that 5 feet of airspace. One group doesn't even know the other group's even in the building. Is that affecting? Looking around here, you see all these sterling silver reproductions of 3 gods and goddesses connected with the ocean. On a background of ebony, you also see all of these lights. Now, this is what they call a mood ballroom, and I'll explain what we mean by that. We can immediately change all these lights to reflect the music you're dancing to. For example, generally the first dance of the evening is a slow dance. So immediately, every one of these lights turns to blue. Now, don't forget, our dances are at night, so you wouldn't have any sun coming in. So you find yourself dancing in kind of a blue aura, kind of a blue hue. A little later, if you want to dance to something faster like a foxtrot or a cha-cha, every light turns red. Then on the 4th of July, after the event in our crummy 4th of July parade, trust me, it is crummy, but we don't care, we love it. The USC Trojan Marching Band comes up here and puts on a concert. This is the 21st year that they've done it. This is the only place in the world where the USC Trojan Marching Band performs on the 4th of July, and of course when they're performing, all the lights turn red, white, and blue. If you look above me, you see that ball rotating. It is exactly what it looks like. It's made out of silver and gold, made specifically for this ballroom by a company I'm sure you've never heard of, Tiffany's of New York. Now, people often ask me, with thousands of people up here dancing without any air conditioning, doesn't the air sometimes get kind of stale and muggy? What do you do about that? We have an answer for everything. First, we open up all these beautiful glass doors all the way around us. We get all this cool, clean, fresh sea breeze coming in from all sides, and now concentrates the stale air right in the middle of the room. You look up there above the scaffold, you see some of the 8-foot-long blades of a giant fan that we've got. You can tell the blades because they have a red light going down the middle of them. We can get this fan going at such a speed, even during the dance, because it's that quiet, that it will literally suck up this concentrated air, force it out through the dome and in the atmosphere at 140 feet. We can change all the air in this giant ballroom in only 3 minutes, 180 seconds. I think that's pretty good for a 1928 fan. I don't think a modern air conditioner can do any better. Finally, the question comes up is, what do you do when the light bulbs go out? So they've been trying to get me to go up in a tall ladder, and I won't go because I'm afraid of heights. Luckily for me, above the chandelier, they have hand cranks. In a few moments, they can lower the entire chandelier down to where I'm standing here now. From here, I can then change the light bulbs in a few moments. They can crank the entire chandelier back into place. I think that's pretty good for 1928 technology. It's a beautiful day. Will you please join me out of the bottom?